put on your 3D glasses. Alright, so we're going to talk a little bit about this 3D thing that I've been doing. I stumbled upon it on accident. This drawing was the one that I saw and realized what it was and what was going on. And then since then I have played with it a bit more. If you're looking at this image, some of these are clearly more and less 3D. And if you're not wearing 3D glasses, it's not gonna work. But like here, the text and this figure are forward, and the background is in the background. One thing that definitely helps is not breaking coherence with your brain for what should be in the background. So if the image is like more visually cluttered, for instance this one here, it does have some 3D stuff going on with the 3D glasses, but it's really hard to tell because your brain gets confused. With something like this, it's a little bit confusing, but it still works. This one has a lot going on, but the layers are pretty pronounced and they make sense, so your brain doesn't freak the fuck out about it. Another one here. There's another one that's like fairly simple with what's going on in it. Here's one that's like more visually cluttered, but the effect is subtle in this one, but it is pronounced and definitely visible. This one I couldn't get to work because of just how noisy it is. There is some 3D going on with this moon that's crashing down. It's popped out a bit, but it's not a whole lot. This one doesn't really have anything going on, like other than the background being kind of strange. And then this one has a fairly visible effect as well. So we're going to talk about a little bit more about how to get this to work. So here's like a very simple test image that I was playing with just to see how to do things, and it's not terribly complicated. It's if you saw the last video, that's really all you need to know. But there are some subtleties to it that I've since learned. So let's open up a new one. We're gonna make something similar to this one, or I can just pull it out and show now. We'll do a new one. So make your image, doesn't really matter what size it is. As long as you have enough pixels to get the effect in the first place. So let's do something pretty simple just to demonstrate it. Let's pull out an anime background. Now we want this anime background to be in the background, right? So I like to have at least two things on there so you can see the effect as you're doing it. Recall, you should be wearing 3D glasses right now, so you can see what's actually happening. Let's just put this butterfly here. We're gonna want that butterfly to pop out, but right now we're going to push the background back. So to push the background back, use the chromatic operation moving, and right here you can see it. If you're looking at it with 3D glasses, you might be able to tell that there is a 3D effect going on, but it's wrong. Your brain is like fighting it. Just switching it to RGB, that goes backwards. Now, some of these will go backwards as well, like BRG goes slightly backwards as well. But I like RGB for backwards. That's not terrible either. It depends on what kind of glasses you're wearing too. It will have more or less of effect. If you're looking at this without glasses, you know, you can see the color shifting going on, which may not be super desirable. We can kind of tone it out a little bit and also make the effect a bit better, like the background is out of focus, by using a lens blur. So if you're looking at this with 3D glasses right now, you can already tell that the butterfly is popped out and that the background is sunk in, because you know, we haven't moved the butterfly, so it's at the plane. So to pop out the butterfly, we can just do exactly the same thing we just did with the moving, and change it to the opposite, right? So if RGB pushes it down, then BGR will push it forward. But I found that I prefer doing some other kind of one for popping it out sometimes. This one isn't looking good, so we'll just go with this. And you know, it doesn't take that much to get a decent effect, right? Like that is popped out fairly significantly. We can also, instead of that, use the zooming method. Now, zooming is a little bit different because it pushes the pixels, the colors, in a radial direction, right? Like, you can see it there. So it doesn't quite work exactly the same with the glasses because your glasses are left and right? They don't go up and down. But what it will give you is a circular 3D effect that works from other angles as well. And additionally, it because it's applying it in a circle, and it's less closer to the center and more further away, as we see here, you can get a kind of tilted effect from it. And with this one, it definitely can benefit from messing with it based on like the kind of colors you're dealing with in the base image. It should be kind of subtle, so you don't want to go too far out. So there, it looks like the wings are just slightly up, and the butterfly base is the middle of the butterfly is down a little bit, or flat, I guess. There is another way we can do this. If we want to apply things here and here, but not here, and to do it left and right, we can do it with a gradient. So I'll just do a simple kind of thing here and here, and then we'll just blur this a bit. Then when we go back into our butterfly layer, we have it selected kind of based on that mask we just made. And so when we apply it this way, you can see that it's applying it to the wings and not to anything else. And then we can, I like to add a little bit of blur just to make the edges not so apparent. Actually, let's clear our selection before we do that. Make it a little bit cohesive. Oh, we're on the wrong layer. So there we have the wings being popped out more than the body, and it almost looks like it's sitting on that image, right? And if we then come in, and you can see it even better down here when it's smaller. So if we then just draw on here, you can see that like makes sense, right? That it's like the black line is in between the butterfly and the background, and it doesn't. It's not just that it is in between them, but it looks like it is. I found that using normal layers is best for it. And you have to keep in mind, if you do anything like a divide layer or something, it will flip the direction that it's going. So if something is popping out, it'll look like it's popping in instead, which is not always what you want. So you have to keep that in mind. But yeah, that's a little bit of a better explanation than my previous thing. And showing how to do it. Let's just play around a little bit more with it. Some colors don't work as well. Like a strong magenta that's really saturated doesn't work as well as black. Like black works really well. You always get a good pop with black. White does not work for some reason. I think the chromatic aberration just goes all white and it never looks all that good. Give it a bit of a wavy kind of. Wavy kind of thing here. You can change the direction also by using this. So it'll go like at 180, it'll go left and right, but that's the same as just doing that. So I don't really do that. But just a little bit of subtlety there. Another thing that kind of helps on occasion to give your layer some cohesion is to add a bit of noise. So if I wanted to make this whole layer kind of make sense together, I could just add in a bit of noise. That's a lot. When you're looking at it with the glasses, it's going to be darker than it actually is. So that's a thing to keep in mind. So once you add in the noise, then you can add the chromatic aberration, and that will give it just a bit of cohesion between that whole layer. That's if you want that whole layer to have the same kind of depth. Additionally, you can do like an actual gradient by bringing in a gradient, like something like this. And then use this as a selection. And then actually let's apply it to the background instead. It doesn't look good. Oh, right, we were pushing it forward. That makes sense. So there, now it's like the road is a bit closer than the back of the buildings over. So that's pretty good little trick to have up your sleeve if you want to make things a little bit more poppy. And the image itself doesn't look that great when you're not wearing glasses, this one, but if you do it well, it'll look good in both ways. So yeah, bye.